Welcome, guys, to Titans League Silver. More information to come, lots of information to come, but we've got Play All 3 here in the Silver League, which is the 10K League. There's the 25K Gold League also running, and then you'll have the Platinum League kicking off as well. We'll have full coverage of the playoffs for Silver. We'll have full coverage of the Gold playoffs as well. We will also have every single Platinum group stage and every single Platinum playoff covered. There will, of course, be lots of games that slip through the cracks because there's 24 players in each league, and it is all staggering and overlapping ever so slightly here or there. Yeah, this space needs to be there. There we go. Neozz, he comes in here with one win after his first round, so he is hungrier for the wins. He is playing as the Dravidians here on Stranded, one of my favorite maps. We added this for Wandering Warriors Cup. It originally was a map way in the past, but we made a bunch of changes. I think they have since added it to the base game of Age of Empires with a couple tweaks. There's no little starting island here like the base game now has, but you start off on the shoreline with some villagers. I believe you have a water buffalo, and then you have to decide on how to manage things. Target's gone for Portuguese. Now, right off the bat, I want to remind everybody, the stone situation, there's not a lot of it. So if you're going to find the stone, it's around the outer ring. It is one tile here. Again, confusing if you know what they've now added to the main game, because there's two tiles of stone. Very hard to get to a castle is the point. Water's really valuable. Both players are adding fishing ships now. And then wood. You need to have the wood, man. And it's so tough to take wood lines long term. Basically, if you lose out on this hill, you have some big problems. So it is a nomad start, but it's a heavy mix of water and land. If you win the water, you're likely losing the land. If you win the land, you're likely losing the water. It's a really difficult balance. This produces some of the craziest games in competitive AoE too. It can be super snowbally. Really fun stuff. For Silver League, you've got $10 for every win. And then you also have placement prizes, of course, based on how you do in the season. The goal for these players here would be to win their group. If you're first in your group, you move immediately up to gold, which is the 25K lead for the next season. And then if you're second or third in the group, you do go to a playoff to potentially fill another spot as well. But yeah, happy to see Stranded here. First time I'm casting it this season of Titans League. Hopefully we can see it many more times. But yeah, thanks again, everybody, for the love and support. We're doing my best to cover as many games in this week. But it's really going to be next week is where I'm like officially live like pretty much every day. I do have a couple days off next week before everything gets kind of crazy. So who pays? Is this your league? Yep, Microsoft gives me $100,000 and it is all distributed to the players. I am the host of this event, yes. Thus the T in TTL. So very, very happy with that. And obviously take the situation very seriously. We want the league to be as fair as possible. Want the players to have as much opportunity as possible. Want things to be as professional as possible. So my first thought with Portuguese was maybe we would see a castle. That's not going to be the case here for Target. The second thought is if it's not going to be a castle, probably just a mix of navy and also archers. Dravidians sometimes will build the barracks and go for man-at-arms as well. It is actually hard to pressure with man-at-arms because the starting TCs are usually right next to a gold and a wood line. So the man-at-arms can't get any value on the villagers. So that's why you don't see the man-at-arms from time to time. A strategy you could try here, if you wanted to apply pressure on waters, you could go for a forward dock. No indications of that, but it's an option. Really like the start here from Neozz. Look how many fishing ships he has. Portuguese don't have any bonuses that help you skip some steps in your build order. But Dravidians getting the extra pop space from the dock helps you right when it matters most, right at the start of the game. And then also the extra carry capacity on the fishing ships becomes really good here too. So I do think Dravidians is the ideal civ to have here. Neozz completes the barracks and he clicks up. And he's sending a villager this way, which makes me think this is going to be double dock. So I think it's going to be man-at-arms on land. Maybe he's looking for a boar. But no, I think he's going to go man-at-arms, and then he's going to go for a bunch of either galleys or fires Target's up around the same time. Only has 5 fishing ships. But again, like, Dravidians also get the additional wood injection once they arrive to feudal age. So it's a really good civ. And, ooh, we have a forward dock from Target. Interesting. T90, do you get any money from Microsoft for yourself, too, for all the work? Or is your income solely on viewership of the tourney? I don't take a single cent. And with the way I run my events, I'm normally going thousands of dollars over in cost myself. All the money I would make is support from the community. So, I mean, 3 admins is really uncommon. So, I obviously, I want things to be run well if we expand the event. I want my people to be paid, supported well. I have 2 editors. So, it's a big project. I'm not saying that I'm like, you know, being mistreated by Microsoft or anything. I'm able to go to them and say, hey, here's my plans, here's my ideas, so they hear me out. But yeah, I don't take any Microsoft money. If anything, I'm paying over. That's usually how it goes. It's TBD, right? You have a budget, and then the budget gets thrown out the window because you have some really cool ideas, or you need to keep things going. So yeah. So already, you can just see what Target is able to do with the way this is built up for him. He's crazy fishing ship count. Sorry, not Target. I meant Neozz. He's got a crazy fishing ship count. He's able to have man-at-arms already, get the man-at-arm upgrade and arson, and this is cheaper, of course. Drop the archer range and the fires. I mean, this is a lot. So, he's just got more to work with. He doesn't know there's going to be pressure from the side. There's also going to be pressure from here, too. So, Target's going to be pressuring from both sides. And Target, again, he's built up his base nicely. So, he has things protected. But he doesn't know there's a tower behind the wood line. And as he's dropping the archer range, he is going to need some wood here. By the way, chat, I'm going to assume everything's fine, but can you just confirm everything's fine with audio? I felt the game sound was a little too low the last couple days, so I boosted it ever so slightly, which is obvious for me. Just want to make sure everything's good for you guys. Okay, cool. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for confirming. Counter tower from Target. But I don't even know if you can consider this a counter tower. I think he's towering because he knew this was going to become a problem. This is a lot of pressure from Neozz. Honestly, the dream start. This could be game-ending damage here. The man-at-arms can't get too close. But actually, one of them can sit there and still attack the tower. This tower is garrison. Target does replace a house. Really difficult moments to manage and micro this. Target's tower isn't up yet. Honestly, he hasn't lost as many vills as he could have. It'd be nice to complete this tower. Meanwhile, we have Neozz defending on water. Yeah, this is crazy good for Neozz. Basically, he was able to win the fight on water because of the pressure on land there. And Target losing a lot of control here. The man-at-arms are still running around. This tower is shooting this tower down. A lot of the tower fire from Target is wasted right now because it was firing on the archers that were being microed from side to side. Well played from Neozz to get in and out of the tower. You know what's funny? He just got in and out of the tower. And right now, there is a tower bug. We talked about it in Red Bull, where sometimes if you're in and out of the tower, the other tower will stop working. So I don't know. I don't know if that was in the back of his mind there. Seeing if that tower would stop working. And we've got fire ships looping around this way, hoping to catch a fishing ship. These are just some water buffaloes. Really tough start for Target. And remember, stone is hard to get to, right? It's like Target's a slower player. If you put him under pressure, he's going to struggle compared to the most high-level players. So I really think it's a good choice here from Neozz to go this aggressive against him. And this is... I think Target's in need of some damage at some point. Would love to see Neozz take some stone. He doesn't even have loom. Wow, that's crazy. He never even had loom. Did he forget? Or did he calculate that? That's crazy. The tower's still firing on each other here. Units looping around this way from Neozz. But he's chasing some fishing ships down, and he's still defending his own. It's just so tough for Target, pushed off this wood line. So tough for him to get the balance right, to produce the archers, and also produce the navy. And his initial ships went down. And this is where Neozz thrives. Neozz thrives in the messy games. I feel like even if his tower gets shot down, he maybe has done enough to win this game, guys. It's just clinical. But Portuguese just don't have the best builds in the early stages. I'd be curious to know what Target's draft looked like. But I'm going to assume that Target drafted heavily for his other maps. There will be 2 more games at least. Villagers are just stuck chasing here. Now he brings the archers around. I think that was a misclick. I don't think he wants his archers there. But they ended up on the other side because his tower went down and his rally point must have accidentally been set over there. And oh my god, every archer goes down. And still the fishing ships sail around. Still he didn't find any fishing ship kills. And Neozz living the absolute dream right now. So this will be fun, right? The live standings for these two will be 2 wins if Neozz wins his first game. Because Target had 2 wins to start off the group, and Neozz only got 1. Especially if this becomes a 2-1 series. They'll both actually be tied. I'm getting ahead of myself. Andrew says, I've never heard of this Neozz. Is he part of the new or old guard? Whoops, spoilers. Neozz is a newer player. He's a young player. He's like 19 or 20 years old. He's got a really crazy style. The best performance for Neozz, the most notable one, was when he beat Viper in a sudden death tourney. So he was able to get some decent results. If you check out my extras channel, I also played him in a tournament. He's a really solid player. He's got a lot of potential. And the thing that Neozz does is he prepares really well. To be honest, though, I think Target also tends to prepare pretty well. So I'm not gonna act like this is over for him in the series. But yeah, the opening was just so good from Neozz. There wasn't a single point where he wasn't ahead in resources collected. The start to Feudal Age was just crazy. Like, it felt like he was using cheat codes. Like, let's just go back to the moment he hits Feudal and what he's able to do. It was perfect use of Dravidians and all their bonuses. Okay, so he makes it to Feudal, right? And he's immediately able to get Man-at-Arms and the wood upgrade, which is tough to do. He's got 4 Man-at-Arms. After Man-at-Arms, he has Arson queued. So it's the cheap barrack technologies utilized. Extra wood spent on fires. And immediate archery range. Meanwhile, Target, he goes 3 fires. So he tries to produce fires from 3 docks. And then he's stuck in a barracks, which puts him so far removed from the archery range. And then amongst all the chaos, his initial fires just got sniped over here. So, yeah, it's just crazy use from Neozz. You want to spend all your res, and he was consistently doing so. Good start. All right, so Northern Crossings it is. Like I said, this is the water map for this season. You do have a transport ship that you start with. And that can be used to send land units, of course. But you also have the ability to cross. I think the OG version of this map was Northern Isles. I think there you started with the transport as well, but there was no ability to cross with units or your scout as well. There are crossings here. So it's still in some ways hybrid in that water and land is important, but obviously water is way more important here than any other map. There's fish everywhere, whether you want to dock on the back or towards the middle. You also can protect this middle island with all the stones and golds. We've got Armenians for Neozz. I'm curious to see how he plays this, because I feel like after the previous game, he might want to go Man-at-Arms again. And Armenians also have long-sworded feudals, so I could definitely see him wanting to use the land. But Armenians are awesome on water. They have amazing galleys. Italians are also amazing on water. Cheaper to go up to each age. Cheaper dock techs. Cheaper fishing ships. I think Italians are the easier civ to play here. But I would say the matchup is probably about 50-50. Again, Italians have some good land units as well with the condos later on. Maybe we'll see their archers and their gunpowder. But I think the real deal breaker for me, what puts Italians over other civs, is an imp. Sometimes your eco is not great, and it's cheaper to get shipwright, which is 20% wood and minus 20% wood and 50% faster build bonus. Guys, Neozz found a sheep with his transport ship, and he stole it. He ran around the outside. There was a sheep on the shoreline that must have been scouting. It turned blue, and he just popped it in the transport ship. So nice little sheep heist for him. And there's the back dock for Target, so he'll want to fish safely. Forward dock for Neozz. He tells me he'll probably be ever so slightly more aggressive. T90 may ask why we don't see Saracens on water maps more. I figured that the faster firing galleys would be really good. It's just the case of it's not quite as good as some of the other bonuses. So where you're going to see Saracens played on a water map is when other civs aren't available. So in a play all three, there's more options for civs because you don't have to play as many games. If this becomes a best of 5 or a best of 7, then maybe then Saracens come into play because you have to play other civs in different areas. Does that make sense? So it's not that they're not good. If it was random civs and you get Saracens, it's like, okay, really solid civ. But it's not quite as good as some of the other bonuses. And I think where the Saracens struggle is just the other aspects of the game, like the land aspect can be kind of tricky on a water map. Actually, part of it, too, is Saracens are so good on lands, too. It's like, why would you even play them on water? Saracens are kind of underrated there, too. So, but yeah, there's your answer. Also, Saracens can be really tricky to play against. And as we see a goat stolen here from Target, so they're trading a sheep for a goat. Sometimes people ban Saracens because the market is really tough to stop. I'll just double check the draft here. I highly doubt Saracens is banned. Yeah, there's no Saracens banned, but that happens sometimes too. All right. Yo, Mike Me, thanks for the 6 months. Thank you, Caramel Chaos. I thought that said Camel Chaos for a second because we were talking about the Saracens. Something I want to point out here is the way the gold spawn. So you have 3 big areas of gold, but where that ends up is rather important, right? They're always going to think about this one, but if there's any land pressure, let's say from Neozz over here, he could, in theory, just hold this position and deny this stone and gold on the other side of the woodline the rest of the game. Same with this here. I guess for Neozz, maybe this is seen as safer, but it's also all in the same area. So if this were to be raided at some point, that's 2 golds down. Doesn't seem like it's going to be land for Neozz. Could be wrong. If he's going to build the barracks, he'll build that soon. He'll build that now, actually. And okay, there we go. Classic spoke too soon. And yeah, I would expect that transport to maybe be coming home. Transport ship still is the sheep. Oh my god! That is the sheep in there, and Target thought his Vil was going to be attacked by the scout. That is hilarious. Yeah, I would always assume that is the starting scout, and that he's going to hop out there and attack the villager because you don't have loom. But it's just the sheep. He just left the sheep in there. Actually, you could kind of mind game your opponent a little bit. You could have the transport with the flag over here, and then you could send the land army somewhere else. Look, from Target's perspective, he's going to see this scout, and he's just going to think it got dropped off. And here come the militia. Again, they don't really have to use the transport. And I think Target properly... He's assessing the situation. He understands what type of player Neozz is. And so his goal is to get the walls down. He still doesn't... Oh, no, he does have loom now. He's got 6 fishing ships behind. I mean, this could be a cheeky fast castle here from Target. We'll see what his target ends up being. The scouts in feudal for Neozz very quickly. The land military isn't here yet. Target will not be happy if he loses his scout. He's under a lot of pressure here. He gets the garrison. He gets some good damage, though. Neozz won't want to lose the scout either. Neozz knows that Target could have been feudal age way faster than this. So he's probably a little suspicious this is going to be fast castle. And here come the militia. But it's taken some time. I think if the transport would have been used better... Those units could have been brought right across here and be applying pressure to this house. He's adding a fire galley and another fire galley behind it, but that will take some time to get back to the fish. And that's something that Target's trying to calculate right now. So, not a bad spot for Target to be in. Will get interesting if Arson and Longsword comes in, though. Because if it's Arson and Longsword, then you could have some issues. We do actually have a villager from Neozz. One of the approaches I've seen is I've seen a player walk this way and forward dock to get close to the fish. This could also be for a tower. Target's dropping a tower. I think he's paranoid he's going to be towered on the woodline. And he'll see it now. And Neozz is towering, but Neozz doesn't know there's a tower going up for Target already. So, honestly, good adaptation and understanding there from Target. That tower should just be deleted. And you can replace it if you're Neozz. Just place it a little bit further back. Yeah, that's okay. Longsword upgrade is in. Did he get arson? I can't be arsed. Where is it? No, he's getting arson now. He's attacking the market, which is really valuable in these situations to balance your eco. And the fire galley's on the way, so this is some really good pressure from Neozz. It feels like so far his playstyle is really good against target. But he's missing something here. He's missing the fishing ships. He's not hitting what he wants with the fishing ships. That tower for target doesn't defend his market. He might honestly have to buy another tower just so he doesn't lose the market. The market's so important. He did get fletching, so he is shooting down Neozz's tower again. So that's kind of useless. And oh man, Neozz, your fire isn't attacking. But what he's doing, guys, is he's adding a lot of fishing ships. So he's adding eco on the back and on the front. He's hoping to get to Castle Age with a better economy. There's the pressure with his fire now. But now there's 2 docks from target. He's starting to add fires to defend. But now the market's also going down. So you've got 5 villagers in the tower. Oh man, imagine if Neozz continued to attack with all of his units. I think the market would be going down. The market's barely staying up. War Galley upgrade is cheaper for target, so he'll have that upgrade. And that means if he can find the spots, he can always kill the fish. But Neozz has some time. He can't do anything with this villager right now. The tower's going to get shot down. Forced a lot of idle time, but he hasn't actually killed anything. So crazy defense from target. He's got to be quite happy with this. It's an uncomfortable position, but very nice defense. He'll go for a monastery now. So with 1 monk, he can force the longswords away. His woodline will be back and working, no problem. War Galley upgrades on the way. He does need to be careful with his numbers. Like, that's a weak fire galley. Ideally, you save that. But life is busy, and he can't keep track of everything, and he loses that fire, which is good for Neozz. Neozz's resources are cooking up, looking pretty good. And he's got 10 fishing ships working, some of them hidden behind, which is always nice. Feels like we'll have a very even game here. Market's taken a ton of damage, and so much wood has been invested into that. It's taken 4,000 damage from those longswords. And it's so nice because if you tried to go for an archer range and the archers, that might not have done too much more than this. It's just 3 units that have... It made your opponent invest a lot of resources. And there's the monk. Monk could convert the longswords, so the longswords have to run away. And now Neozz is starting to lose his fires. Target does notice there. He moves the fire behind, blocks his own ship there. Now he will start to move out. Now Neozz will need more navy to defend. Armenians can drop monasteries and get the first relic for free. They can start to pick up the relics around the map with some warrior priests. A pretty adaptable civilization from here. And transport ship comes around from Neozz. He really needs to get his fish safe. He needs more fire galleys. But to be honest, though, there's only 3 for target. I think 1's back home being repaired right now. So it's not a very strong position. But he will drop the second TC. Fire ship still looking for some fish. You're actually just hoping to snipe fish here. If you can just snipe 4 or 5 fishing ships, you're okay with losing your fire. But it feels like it's a little too much work to do that. That's a nice snipe there. Scout actually gets sniped by Neozz as well. That's really good. Damn. And now the longswords are coming back in. Damn. He is playing so sharp. To transport around and do all that's so crazy. Neozz is looking good, man. T90 official, do you think you can win the next Red Bull if they ever have another? Obsidian, my one grandparent used to say, why ask a question if it's stupid? You know the answer. I'm going to let you think about that a little bit and answer that question for yourself. Thank you for the faith, I suppose. Still no berry saturation here for Target. I think Target could do that. Target could also drop the next town center. Fires are still looking around, looking for the fish. See how quickly the fish go down? This is what I mean, right? This is going to be quite the boom for both. They'll have a lot of economy, so just sniping some of those fishing ships is good. Unfortunate, though, he only got 1. And Target sniped that, or converted the one longsword. Did he convert the transport, or is that... I don't know. I don't know what happened to the transport for Neozz. The monk has been transported to the... Oh, he died. Oh, man. That was going to be such a good YouTube short. Think of the content, man. All right. Well, anyways, it would have been great if he was stranded in there, but he's not now. Actually, would have been really good to have a monk in there to convert fires, too. Longsword still looking around for value. And Neozz has just done a great job to find value where it doesn't feel like there is much. These longswords have lived a crazy life. And just 2 town centers for Target. He does go for a forward dock, which allows him to snipe some of the fish here. But now it's about the farm transitions and the town centers and the relics. And Neozz will have the lead there. He'll be on 3 TCs. He already got 1 relic. I guess Target has 2, but it should be pretty easy for him to get this one. And, aw. Well, salutes in chat for those longswords. Those longswords were huge. 3 units stopped Target from expanding as easily as he would have otherwise. Target, of course, would have been in a better position on water, too. But a very close game, at least when compared to the first game here. Still think things are scaling pretty nicely for Neozz. But I'm wondering if he has the long-term water experience. Because you have to be really patient. You have to place good castles. There's some demos there from Target. You have to know how to properly finish the game here. And it's not easy. I think Target's got a lot more experience there. Here's an example of where some patience is needed, right? You're trying to just patrol in. It actually gets better to maybe just wait in the choke points yourself after a while. And then eventually you could potentially switch into war galleys, but you need to compete with the fire ship numbers. There's 16 fire ships for Target and counting. Here goes Neozz real quick. Wants that relic. We'll bring the warrior priest across. And see how Target just sits back? And you use your own dock to defend as well. It's a really nice position to defend. Beautiful job from Target. He'll clear this again. And there's the warrior priest. He's getting attacked by a bear. And warrior priest needs to make it out here quickly. Big group of fire ships coming from the north for Target. So no more patience from him. The warrior priest should make it back with the relic. Full clear back here from Target, though. Really nice engagement. Yeah, this is about to get really bad for Neozz on water, I feel. Because there's a big group of fires from here, and there's a big group of fires from here. A couple well-placed demos can recover it, but I don't think he realizes. I don't think it's as clear to him just how many ships his opponent is coming in with. He does have a church here, and he's making a monk, he's making a siege workshop, so... I love this, because back to what I said earlier, even just preventing your opponent from taking these resources will give you some value long-term. And there's some demos in defense. Maybe some conversions with the monk could be good as well. The fishing ships are getting sniped. Big group of Navy coming in this way. There is a demo from Neozz, though. Ooh, but the demos trade, so the fire ships can move around now. I'm really liking the micro from Neozz, though. Like, not deleting there, or not using the demo there, because you know you're going to have the conversion is crazy good. And life is going to get really annoying for Target with warrior priests and siege around. This is complete chaos, man. Game is really close. Slight lead in resources collected for Neozz has been the case. Both players have their critical upgrades in. Both players thinking about a castle. The fishing count isn't what it used to be for Neozz, but he always had the lead there anyways. And he'd love to hit a demo. And not bad. Not bad, but not everything. He's mainly looking here. He's got the mangonels now. Mangonels are going after the fires. Monks are even going after the fires. The warrior priest went in under the TC, but things are looking awfully cramped here for Target. He might want to consider a castle over here. If you're winning water in this area, I wouldn't hate just walking over and castle dropping Neozz, because you don't want to react forever here. The alternative is you build a transport ship and you drop a castle in the middle. But yeah, you definitely are feeling the pressure because of this area. By the way, anyone who has a beer in their hands, new drinking game. Take a sip every time you hear a ding on a water map. It's not a new drinking game. That's the game I play all the time. Very dangerous game. They can't think of any other noises for ships. It's only bells. That's it. It's just a different type of bell. You got multiple bells when a ship is created. You get different toned bells when you click a ship. Like here, do you see a bell? Apparently, there's a pretty big freaking bell in there. I couldn't think of anything else. I don't even have any better suggestions. I just think it's hilarious. That's always been the case. There's actually a remix. There's a song talking about my complaints there when I was casting with Jordan. Neozz is still trying to cling to life on water, and he has recovered pretty nicely. And I think a lot of that is because of the pressure here, but that pressure is going to be relieved now. He just lost to Mangonel. Now all of his monks are getting converted by the Atonement monks from Target. But here come villagers from Neozz. We know what Neozz is going to do here because it's Neozz, and he's bringing enough villagers. If it was Doubt, you wouldn't really be sure. Because you're like, wait a second, Doubt never brings 14 villagers for a castle. If it's 6 villagers, it's a castle, not 14. It's a castle. And Target does see it, but he's not going to be able to do anything about it. This is a crazy castle. And again, you're just so freaking constricted if this castle goes up. It's so tough for you to take gold. Neozz just keeps bringing it, and Target hasn't reacted. No reaction from Target, guys. Okay, he sees it now. That's such a good spot for Neozz. Target needs to react with his own castle. And then he's still got chances because he will be in it much faster. So I think you drop your own castle right away. That's a fine castle. You're in Imp. So you have to try and retake water with fast fire. Neozz is queuing up demos out of every dock, honestly. He's got 5 demos in queue. So he's going to go crazy to hold the water. This castle can go down, and I think that's okay. Oh, man, that's so good. That's so good for Neozz. Target needed some patience there, but it's hard to have patience when you're getting pressured like this. I think if those fires backed off and you wait for fast fire, you can take a much better fight, but he didn't back off at all. And he's getting monk upgrades for 2 monks. Is that how you want to spend your resources? Upgrade your monks? I don't know, man. The Target is starting to get overwhelmed now on the northern dock. More navies looping around this way. This would be a good time for Neozz to get a switch to War Galley. Because fast fire is no longer a worry. Like, there's the upgrade now from Target. But that might even be too late. I'd love to see fletching, bodkin, ballistics, and then full War Galley spam. And then you can drop a castle on your shoreline to protect your docks. Or you could drop the castle in the middle. I think he's honestly, he's playing it perfect, guys. Like, every little transition is just perfect from Neozz. He's playing insane. Like, everything we just said's coming in. He's even, like, getting eco upgrades a lot of people are going to miss. Repairing this castle's awesome. Let this castle go down. This castle's just supposed to give you time and space to win with water. It's the correct play not to freak out here. It's the correct play to not plan any land army. You're never going to save this castle. It just needs to buy you time. This was so good as well, right? Still has the church here all the time. Walling in the gold, too. Neozz is looking good, man. I think Target is really struggled to get any momentum. The first game, he just got smashed, and he could never recover. This game, he had some good chances to recover, but imagine if he would have had his own castle here, or noticed this castle and denied it with his own. Like, I think this game goes a lot differently if he preemptively placed a castle when Neozz tries to come through. Or had his own castle to make trebs immediately. Or even saved some of his fires. Fast fires are going to look around the backside, which is good to snipe eco, but fishing ships aren't the key now. So that's not the area you want your fires to be at. And Neozz still holding the castle, getting the War Galley upgrade. Will need to get his unique Texlesian fleet. But I think you just do that with this castle. It's just perfect from Neozz. Only thing I'll say, is that Target's still going to have a big fight in them. It's hard to win games quickly on a water map. Look at this, though, guys. He didn't know this was walled in. So he dropped the castle. He dropped the mining camp. That's going to be so difficult to take. And, okay, Neozz will lose this castle. Might just want to back up with those trebs. But War Galley, once you get up to 30, 40 War Galleys, really hard to stop them. And he's getting there. And now he's getting Silesian Fleet. So with Silesian Fleet, demos have 20% greater blast radius. And Galley Line and Dromans have extra range. It makes Armenians one of the best water civs there is. God, this is so frustrating if you're Target. You can't take the golds. You can reclaim this gold, so that's good. But now, the Navy is the key. All these navies are going to range the shoreline, which could mean the castles could simply just fall to Dromans. Big demo hits there before Silesian Fleet. We haven't even seen heavy demo yet. I think that's something that Neozz will consider, because he's still queuing up a lot of demos. Orvano says, why don't raid it land at this point? Well, it's really hard to. It's really hard. You don't have the resources to invest into a tech switch. You don't have the space to drop the buildings. Where are you going to raid? Maybe you could try and raid over here with something. That's the only way Target could go. You can't go this way. There's going to be Navy. And you just don't have the freaking time, man. That's the frustrating thing. Heated shot. Heated shot for Neozz. He knows his tech tree. Let's go. So now his castle and towers will do a little bit more damage against ships. Still only has one castle, so it's not the most successful thing ever. But Dromans are the key. Dromans with the extra range are going to take down these trebs and take down these buildings very quickly. Target needs a big Navy ball. Now remember what I said. Where Italians can be the best water civ is because shipwright is super cheap. And I think Armenians, just due to balance and whatnot, they don't get shipwright. But so if you can get shipwright, then you have cheaper ships. You can mass them faster. It's really strong. But he never's been able to because he's been under so much pressure. So now he's just making inferior galleons. He can't even outproduce them in the long run. Now the castle starts to fall. Neozz has come to the middle with some mule carts, taking the stone and taking the gold. It's just perfect. Again, the occasional fire around the backside, that won't do much. I will show you this, though, guys. When a Droman dies, it's very satisfying to watch it sink into the water. One sec. Neozz, can you not micro for once in your life? For the viewers, please? Okay, watch. Watch. You watching? Are you watching? That was freaking cool. Maybe the best moment of the game, honestly. Maybe the best moment of the game. Galleons are coming from the north. He's got 29 of them now. But his castle's gone. His villagers are dying to Dromans. And we've got the demos with the greater blast radius being patrolled through. Their ship right now. Is it too little, too late for Target? He's going to have one big last stand on water here. We actually have guard towers being placed from Neozz just to catch any ships that come through. Yeah, it's like, okay, you get the discount on your ships, but you have a discounted economy. You don't have a normal economy anymore. So, ships are cheaper, but your opponent has 30% more economy than you. I think it ends up evening out in the end. Still no heavy demo from Neozz. If you're going to make demos, you probably need that. And here he comes with more towers. But yeah, nice patience from Neozz to recognize this is going to end on water. A lot of land players, a lot of aggressive Arabia players, they lack the patience and they try and attack on land here and they try and end the game with that when you just got to transition into the Navy anyways. But just perfect flow of the game. I think with the Dromans behind there, those galleons better watch out. They better watch out, dude. GG. Look how many galleons are stacked up, melting to the Dromans in there. Whoa. Hold up a second. There also was a bunch of ships that died right to the north there. What happened up here? What happened up here? What? He deleted half of his navy, and I don't know why. And then his opponent called the GG. I don't understand. Maybe he tried to delete something else. Maybe he tried to delete the villagers so he could get more navy. But deleting your navy to queue up more navy had to be a mistake. Either way, Neozz wins the game. I thought there was a demo or something I missed. And Neozz has played sharp. Both games have incorporated some water, obviously. And he has used the land and the water perfectly. Target, not what he would have wanted. You have to avoid getting swept, and he will need to get one win now in this playoff 3 to be happy with the day. A beautiful play from Neozz. I think, honestly, for Target, there were some chances. I think because of the pressure, he just wasn't able to keep up with them. He wasn't able to recover on water as quickly as he'd like. And in early Imperial Age, he wasn't able to get fast fire in and have that window. There was a difference in Imperial Age, but he didn't have his castle yet. And he couldn't immediately trap that castle down from Neozz. And then, not only that, but he got pushed off of that gold. He couldn't take this gold because it was walled in. And then he lost all of his fire ships before the upgrades. He eventually got shipwright, but it was just way too late. And GG to Neozz. All right, so there's a lot to take in here. As we enter the game 3, Neozz is playing as the Georgians. And he's already trying to be a pest and steal the zebra from Target. So we are a minute and a half into the game. There's zebras on either side, and Neozz has gone over, and he is stealing one. Interesting as well that he's actually taking the wood here with the mule cart. I've never seen this before. What is this? This is weird. Usually what happens is you take the wood on the outside, and then you can dock out here, and you can add some fish. And so it's a mix of like fires and galleys, but it's really good for Neozz because Neozz likes to annoy on land. So I could see Man-at-Arm opening being the play. Malay's a good water sieve for Target, but I think they're almost a bit better for the previous map where you can justify just full Navy focus. You're still going to need some land here because you're right next to each other. There's a lot to take in on this map. I don't expect games to go on for very long here. You can see a lot of damage done early. Nosedive, thanks for the prime. Anyone here for the first time from YouTube, please say hello. I've been seeing some follows. We've been hitting... We just crossed... No, we didn't cross. We're really close to crossing 270,000 followers, so we're getting there. I don't typically have the time for shout-outs for follows, but thank you. Appreciate it. Regrettably alive. Thank you for the 8 months. I'm glad you're still here. And are alive. What's up, Vids? What's up, Hacker? What's up, Gray? What's up, Lingard? So I think from what I know about Neozz, we could see a forward dock, or we could see a barracks at home, and then Man-at-Arms forward with like sneaky archer range and stuff. And this might be a full feudal type of game for Neozz. I'm kind of curious if it's viable to go for docks here in Castle Age in the middle. Right? Like, if you have Navy in the middle, you can take down your opponent's starting town center. So I feel like that has to be strong, but there's no benefit to having the dock there now, really. But later, like, let's say you have a lead in this game, maybe double docking the middle and going for galleys could be good. But then again, I don't know. Is that better than, like, some Monks and Siege? Monks and Siege might be more helpful in other areas of the map. I see a lot of blue circling around Target's base. Seems like it's just some water buffalo that maybe he's found, but he is looking for that dock from Target. And Target's not doing it. Wow, Target is not docking. So you have this combination, right? The Georgians are really good at getting the early dock and the fishing ships out because they get the free mule cart. So that it's easier for them to fish than any other civ in the first place. And then you have no fish in general from Target. This means Target needs to kill fast. I actually think this can work if he goes super fast, double range archers. Because when you go for the fish, you delay your uptime. Let's see. It's not something I was ever expecting from Target here. He has the barracks already, so it makes me think he's going to go man-at-arms into archers, but he won't have the food. There's enough deep fish, guys. Like, that's a lot of deep fish. There are only 225 food per fish, but there's 6 of them there. So if this was a fresh area of fish, that's 1350 food, right? So you've just got that worker lead, and it's not going to be disrupted in any way. So this puts Target on his opponent's home map at risk. He will go for the trap, though. It's kind of important he traps that because he doesn't want Neozz to see what he's up to. I think Neozz is currently confused. He's like, where is his dock? He didn't see anything here. He didn't see anything here. Look at the scouting from him, man. He's scouted so much. So it makes sense. I guess now he knows about the wood line, and so now he moves back to the wood line. But you can just keep these villas here for now, I guess. That's just so funny looking. What's faster, hunting or fish? Hunting is faster than fish, but fish is more workers. Ah, okay. So, like, if you're adding fishing ships and villagers, you're always going to have more working units than the guy who is only on villagers. Target finds a villager from Neozz in the north. Neozz maybe wanted a sneak dock. I don't think he's faced up against someone who's not fishing. Target gets the kill. That's huge. And he's going for a forward dock to pressure the fish, and Neozz doesn't know. And Man-at-Arms is here now. This is a lot of pressure from Target. Target acquired. This is such a good opening. This is what you need, right? Because long-term, you're screwed otherwise. You got to do some damage. He's killed the villager. I think Neozz is very confused right now. I don't think he knows what he's up against. Neozz is currently attacking a villager there. Tries to escape and loses his scout. Oh, God, what is happening? He quickly drops a tower to protect his woodline, but he is off of golds. He doesn't have a barracks yet. He is producing a fire galley here, but if he's off of gold, he can't produce a lot more. And there is another villager up here from Neozz. I guess the plan was a dock or something. But yeah, the fire galley's on the fish already. He will come out here, drop a tower real quick. He did collect stone so he could build 2 towers this game. I really like that. This game gets a lot easier now. But a nice opening from Target. Yep. Oh, God. And the Man-at-Arms come up here and Neozz sees it. Man, what a crazy thought to come up here in the first place if you're Target. And what a crazy reaction from Neozz to know that he might look for you up there because of the scout and to wall in the villager. That's crazy adaptation. Eventually, you run out of food underneath the TC. Let's not forget that. Eventually, archers would make a lot of sense here for both. Barracks is super late for Neozz, so I really think Target's advantage has to be archers. Surprised he doesn't have the range yet. He is trying to do a lot at once right now, though. He's trying to produce the fires, and he's trying to produce the eco. He really needs a repair villager here. He's bringing the Man-at-Arms in, though. Neozz is going to sacrifice his fishing ships. And I heard the scout go down. Man-at-Arms are going to try and get in front. Man-at-Arms help out. That's okay, because you have another fire coming in. Remember, Neozz was off of gold for a little bit, so it's tough for him to continually produce. Neozz needs to just send those fishing ships up here so they can be safe for now. And he's producing more fires now. He's got 2 docks producing fires. I would say the odds are good that Neozz wins on water. Target seems to only want to play water. Still no archer range. Still no loom, even. And he has a demo. In these messy games, you could accidentally demo someone's dock. Obviously not what you want. You need way too many demos to have any effect on a dock. I think Neozz is well aware that demo is there. Target needs this win, guys. If Target wins this game, both these players have 3 wins after 2 rounds. Target had the better first week. The competition is not going to get easier. All these players are really good, and a nice demo there from Neozz. Puts a stop to the Man-at-Arms. Still maintaining some water control. Just interesting. We're going to see some sneaky fishing ships from Target. I think this is just a playstyle thing. I think that he's just not a player who's as comfortable on land, but usually you use the land to set up water and then the water to set up land. This is back and forth. This continuous flow on water when Neozz already has a nice lead there feels a little risky. He, of course, doesn't know what Neozz is doing, but Neozz is making an archery range, and we'll mix in a couple archers, which I think is pretty good. And Neozz could take these fish. There's 300 food there. I'm going to snag that food. He's starting to farm. He's got some ostrich around. He's got the berries. He's got the wood upgrade. He's got the fish still. I really like this position for the Frenchman. The target is adding fishing ships behind, but he gets demoed. And oh, man, perfect defense from Neozz. And now he's got the archers as well, guys. I'd hate to see the GG at this time. You want to see a player fight, and I would expect Target to fight because it's still doable, but the one thing he is not accounted for is the archers. And archers here would force him into a tower or his own archer range. Doesn't seem like he's noticing this, though. Neozz clearly knows he hasn't noticed as well. Neozz is still up here. Neozz is still down here. Target, hello? He's so busy. I think he's got so much to look at right now. He doesn't see it, guys. He doesn't see it. And he doesn't even get the kill in the north. He doesn't get the kill there. His woodline is still being harassed. Okay, now he sees it. That was a really late reaction. And it's just 2 archers as well. There could be more on the way. And also, there's fires. Now Neozz is moving down this way. He can find the fishing ships. The target's got a damage control. Drops the tower. Drops the archer range. For a couple skirmishers. Neozz is just locked in right now. What an opening. I do think... I really do think the opening for Target had promise. I know the skipping the fish in Dark Age is actually okay here. But I think he needed his archer range instead of the additional docks. Just passing there from Neozz. He moves past the fish. He's walking over this way. He's going to drop another dock. The target's got one last chance here, and that would be to get to Castle H. If he can get to Castle H quickly with the melee, maybe he could add in some siege. Maybe get the water upgrades. But he's pushed off of berries now. Neozz will snipe a Vil. And the resources for Neozz are looking good. And it's 8 fires against 1. So, like, Castle H isn't going to swing water all that much. And Target's in stabilize mode. I like the fight, though. I like the fight. I like the fact he's continuing to fight. Yeah, I see people talking about it. There is a new DLC happening in the middle of this season of Titans League. At the moment, the plan is to immediately incorporate that DLC into the tournament. That would only change if there was some massive issues with it. Then we would postpone that for a little bit, but that is the plan. And that also could lead to... That can lead to some new strats and whatnot, but also could lead, maybe, to some Navy tweaks as well, right? Because they tested some new Navy elements in a recent tournament, and that's supposedly going to come to the main game eventually. There's Castle H for Target. Oh, God, he didn't have his blacksmith. Oh, it's one of those things that's happened to all of us. You need a blacksmith before you can build a siege workshop. He wanted an immediate siege workshop. This is, like, so painful. He builds the blacksmith. Now he's got to wait. Build the siege workshop. Ideally, he gets war galley upgrade as well because he's starting to lose his docks everywhere. Neozz is fishing like a confident guy right now. He's fishing everywhere. Crazy. And he's winning water. At least for now. Finally, the siege workshop goes up for Target. But the clock is ticking, man. So, I feel like you'll get the Scorpion out. Maybe you can take care of these archers. He needs the biggest demo of his life right now to have any chance. Biggest demo of your life. Oh, no, he doesn't see it. He doesn't see it. But demo? Ooh, probably not the biggest of his life. But that was still a nice demo. And he is dropping a castle over here. His eco is kind of crap. But castle's on the way up, and maybe he's got a chance. I think he has a chance if Neozz just doesn't expect it. If Neozz doesn't know what's coming. Neozz has crossbow and bodkin in now to harass the woodline. So I guess the first Karambit has to come over this way to deal with this. Maybe Target can land another demo to save these fishing ships for a second. Yeah, Deranged Ducky. I don't know if Target got rattled after the first game. I honestly think it's just really good prep from Neozz, and his playstyle is just really good to counter a player like Target. Like, I've seen Target get overwhelmed by lots of aggression before. I think Neozz thinks this is game over. Neozz, you need to be careful. He definitely thinks it's game over right now. And then he runs into a castle and he runs into Karambits. He did not calculate for that. He might need a defensive castle here behind his town center. And Manaspa would be really nice against the Karambits. But yeah, just chill out a little bit. Okay, he'll drop the castle there. I mean, Target maybe hasn't had his best day, but Neozz has had near his best day. He's playing amazing. And it just feels like his builds are just so well prepped. Some guys, to even get into silver or gold, they had played 300 practice games. Like tons, like dozens of practice sets. And I know Neozz is a player who's typically very prepped, so. Target is as well. But it does make me think, like, what type of players is he training with? Is he training with a guy who could do what Neozz can do? I don't know. Don't like that for Neozz. Don't like that for Neozz. Woodline's exposed. He didn't expect the Karambits. I do think it's been a bit of a mistake from him. This castle's protecting the left side. Would have loved to castle just back where your eco is already. That's a crazy raid. That is a crazy raid from Target. His Woodline's still getting massacred. But he needed some damage, and he found it. And down go the villagers. The knights and the Karambits are coming back. And Target still doesn't have a woodline working. And we've got villagers coming forward to drop a castle. If this castle goes up, Target has a chance. Here come the units. Neozz is not going this direction to where the army is. There's a castle going up. I mean, the economy for Target is horrible. Like, it is so bad. But castle on Neozz's only town center is really good. And it's gonna go up. Manaspa, though, are counterattacking. Villagers are all getting slaughtered. So down goes the woodline. Probably the right play from Neozz to just let the castle go up because he didn't have enough to stop it. He'll expand another town center in the back. We are no economy gaming for Target right now. And he calls the GG. He calls the GG.